Hey, Karita Griffith Walker here with my next installment in this series about habits of highly effective dance educators. If you haven't checked out the previous habits, 1, 2, and 3, they are foundational. So I encourage you to go back and look at those first three because they definitely impact and build us up for this habit number 4, which is called, in Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Living, it is called Think Win Win. Think win win. So the concept in the book is that, too often we find ourselves in situations when we're interacting with other people that there's a zero sum operation, that somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. And so I want to be the person who wins, right? And so we end up with these dynamics that either I win and the other person loses, I lose and the other person wins. And the person who loses ends up, in a resentful state, or, a defeated state, a discouraged state, right? The person who wins got that charge in the moment. But what does it do for the long run? What's it do for the long run? I certainly think about this as a parent. It's like I know how to impose my will in the moment. It's like to get what I need right then. But if my children walk away feeling defeated and resenting me, what am I really building up towards for the teen years, right? It's like, what's going to happen then, right? When I've built up this, kind of power dynamic between us, right? So even in my parenting, I'm looking at what's the win-win scenario? How can both people engage in an interaction and feel good about the interaction and the results from an interaction? How do my children feel empowered and seen and attended to? And how do I get the floor cleaned up? Whatever the situation is, how do both of those things happen, in any given situation? So when we think about this in a dance context, I have seen, there was a meme that came across Instagram one time that I found really disturbing. And it said, giant letters, don't let them win. Talking about students. Don't let them win. I'm like going, man, if I'm the client, if I am the student, or if my children are the students that you're talking about, I'm not feeling that. What do you mean, don't let them win? Right? It's operating in that zero sum. Either we're going to win as the teachers, or, and they're going to lose as students, or they're going to win and we're going to lose. I'm like, whoa. Let's just back that up a little bit. And let's see if we can look at this habit number 4, win-win. How can we give our students what they want and also give them what we know that we need to give them as responsible educators, right? If we know that we need to teach technique to a certain degree, or if we know that we are the kind of educator who wants to give a holistic form of dance education that includes contextual dance history, etc., that's what we are determined to give, and that's what we know that our students need, then how do we give that in a way that also meets what our clients, our students want? They're coming in for fun, right? They're coming in to hang out and meet new people. They're coming in, for a workout. So how can we bring those two things together? Yes, so we don't have, this is what they want and this is what we need to give. And we're in this situation. Because too many times what happens is that we sacrifice in order to hold on to business. Sometimes that happens, right? We've been in that situation where it's like, oh, well, I don't think that they want to know history stuff, so I'm going to leave it out. And then you're sitting there feeling out of integrity, like I'm leaving out something that they really should have because it's not fun. And the students come, adults or kids, they come because they want to have fun. They didn't come here to learn any history lesson, right? Or, gosh, they're so bored with, exercises, my tap dance exercises or my ballet exercises. So I'm going to change things up and I'm going to sacrifice the technique that I need to be teaching to keep the class from being boring. We haven't made any progress with this exercise, but we're going to move on from it because they're not getting anywhere with it, but they're getting bored, right? So we have these things that feel like they're competing. right? So what I encourage you to do, and what I'm always trying to do as an educator, is find the places where those two things come together. History is important to offer. How do we give that in a way that's engaging, that meets our students' needs and their wants for class? Right? How do we do that? Part of it's in how we frame our history lessons, the ways in which we deliver it, et cetera, that get our students, even more excited about their dancing. That's a win. And then that sometimes is an unexpected win for the student. They're like, wow, I didn't know I was going to get to learn this stuff. I've had students tell me that. I was giving some online absolute beginner classes, tap dance classes online during the spring when lockdown happened, and I gave some history lessons, and they were like, this is so great. I had no idea. They wouldn't have even known that they wanted it, but I went ahead and offered it because I felt like it was in alignment for me to do that, right? Now, same thing with our technique exercises for whatever styles that you're teaching. We have to be effective in our teaching strategies so that our students feel like they're making progress. And when they feel like they're making progress, then it's a little more fun. When I feel like I'm getting better at something, I want to come back to that thing. I have a little more fun with it when I feel like I've achieved something. But if the way in which we're teaching makes it feel like our students, they start to feel like they're spinning their wheels and they're not getting any better, and it's been 3 months, it's been 3 weeks. Think about it. It's like any exercise program you've done where you're like, ugh, like my legs don't look any better. And this is supposed to be a leg workout. This thing ain't working. Drop. Right? We have done that ourselves, right? So if our students want to feel like they're having fun in class, part of that is making improvement, right? So we can move that idea of like, we want to have fun and our desire to teach strong levels of training, regardless of what our students want to do with it. We want to give good training. That's a part of our reputation. That's in integrity with who we are as dance educators. How can we bring those two things together so that we are delivering a holistic, solid dance education experience for our students that they also find is meeting their expectations of what they want out of dance? We can do both of those things and not be in a situation where I just gave up and I let them win. I started making games and moving on from exercises. They're not really getting any better, but they're having fun. But then over time, we know what happens. Those kids start to get discouraged from class anyway. Oh, we're just, like playing with candy and, like running around, and it's like, we're not really dancing in this class. I want to go to the class where we're really dancing. Right? And you're like, how did we get here? I was giving you what you wanted. I was giving you the fun. I was giving you the move on, and da 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 da. And then that still didn't work in the long run, right? So we can think about it in those ways, that it's like we can find those ways to bring those two desires together. So where we're not giving up, and then our students don't feel defeated into this model of like, you will learn it this way, you will learn it this way, right? I've tried that, not this, but like I've tried that method with my kids, like put my muscle on. Now they just laugh at me, which is horrifying that they laugh at. I'm like, I'm going to try and like strengthen my voice and like put the law down. They laughed. I'm like, ooh, I'm in trouble. So I have to find more creative ways to communicate so that I get what I need done. They brush their teeth, they clear the table, they do what they're supposed to do, and we do it in a way that is fun for them. They want to have fun, they want to play a game. So I'm like, put your peepers on. We're going to find food on the floor before the squirrels come in the house and eat it. Right? So they're like, peepers, and they do it. And so while I'm doing other things, they've got their peepers on and they're picking up the floor. I'm getting the floor picked up. They're having the fun that they want. Right? So that's that like win-win for me as a mama. It's working for right now. We're going to keep it. It's the same thing for us as dance educators, whether it's our history lessons, our technique lessons, etc. We can create that win-win experience so that our students are thrilled to come to our classes, thrilled to come back to our classes. They're getting more than they expected from our classes. They're getting unexpected benefits from our classes, and that we as educators are staying in aligned with who we envision ourselves to be in our careers as dance educators. We can do both of those things if we think win-win. That is habit number 4. Yeah, so if you like this, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram at Karita Griffith Dance, or on my Facebook page at Karita Griffith Dance. Check out my website, karitagriffith.com. I was recently featured in a Dance Teacher Magazine article about my training programs. So I'm super excited about that. I got to tell everybody about it. I'm like, Mama, I got an article in Dance Teacher Magazine. I'm very excited about it. So check out that article. It's on my website if you have not checked it out yet, karitagriffith.com. Have a great one and think win-win. That is the lesson for this session.